Hey everybody, sorry we're late. Welcome back to another episode of the Mentor series. Tonight I got Chino, the DMJ Reptiles, who's wearing a Gomez Pythons shirt.
Yeah, I don't. Sometimes I wear my own shirts, but I prefer to give away my shirts than I prefer other people wearing my shirts than me.
I need to get a logo so I can start swapping shirts because I'm slacking on the merch.
Yeah, you'll get there.
I'll get
I
there
mean,
eventually.
you got a YouTube show. You don't need a
You
logo. You can get that
don't.
after.
Actually, if I had stuff to give away, I would hold a contest to make me a logo. That's how desperate I am for a logo.
You find the right person.
Hopefully soon. Well, thanks you guys for tuning in. Sorry we're a little bit late, but mom life going on here. Mom life. So I'm going to
Yeah,
keep an eye. I will keep an eye on the chat for any questions. You know, I forgot to say last night, Happy Thanksgiving to everybody, or as us Canadians call it, Happy Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, our Thanksgiving was back in October.
Yeah, I remember that. I think Tom celebrated it since he's now part Canadian. From
He's part Canadian now.
yeah, he's he's left the U.S. He's now officially Canadian.
Oh wow.
Priorities. How do I get the chat up there? There.
We're
Trying to
all
get the
having,
chat so I can see it, but
yeah. So, we're throwing things up, trying to do our best here. All right,
yeah.
Let's start off. So tonight's I think episode 3 of the Mentor series. One thing I will say is grateful when I reached out to you and was like, "Hey, dude, I'm doing this thing. You don't know me from a hole in the ground." You were like, "Cool. You should do this on YouTube, not Instagram. Here's my phone number. Here's my phone number. Call me. We'll work out all the details." And I'm just like,
Yeah, yeah. I
"What?"
I hate the live streams. Not well now. It's not bad, the live streams
Yeah.
on Instagram because they're actually longer.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. It's kind of like you might as well do YouTube if you're eventually gonna plan on having a channel and getting monetized and all that stuff. Then why not?
I had not planned on it, which is the funny thing. But between you and Sal, it was, Sal Gomez Pythons, the man you're wearing.
The
It was
man
pretty.
I am wearing.
The man who is not here.
Yeah, he may show up.
Might show up. I like to give him a hard time. So yeah, so I appreciate that. So let's start right into. Somebody comes up to you and says, "Hey, look, Chino, I want to start into ball pythons, but I don't know what the heck is I'm doing." What's your first thing you're going to tell them?
Well, I mean, I would hope that if someone wants to really get into them, they have a little bit more idea
Yeah.
because there's a commitment. Um, a lot of people see dollar signs. A lot of everyone like I can't tell you how many people will message me and say, "Hey, do you have a dreamsicle? I'm looking for dreamsicles." And if 9 out of 10 of those people that are looking for dreamsicles as their first
Mm-hmm.
snake are looking at Morph Market and seeing the prices on them. They're not specifically looking, because if it's a passion, it's more
Yeah.
about a paycheck. Anything that you're going to be committed to should be a passion. I mean, these are animals that can live 40 years.
Mm-hmm.
So I always recommend people to do their research and look into what they like and focus on what they like and not focus on who's messing with the latest and greatest more for whatnot and just more focus on the stuff that will keep you motivated to be
Mm-hmm.
doing all this dirty work.
Yep. I think that's part of the reason why I don't watch JKR too much.
Oh
I
no.
mean, no, nice dude and produces some wicked stuff, but I'm just like, I'm eons away from that.
Yeah, I mean it's good to see he's a knowledgeable person,
Hmm.
so he's got a lot of stuff going for him. So it's he's very like, especially now, he seems more like like mellow. Like he's always been mellow,
Hmm.
but there's just his aura is a lot different now, which is pretty cool. I actually really enjoy his videos. Years ago, I was watching his do it yourself videos. It
Hmm.
was like, oh, Justin got a new rat room. Like, oh, I want to see it. And
Yeah.
then he's already built like two since then. But it's good to watch videos just to be able to see what is going on and pick up those things, because it takes a while. I mean, even now I have issues with markers with a lot of animals. So,
Oh
to
dear
be
God. Yeah, I can't even see the het pieds. Like the tracks, I'm looking at them and I'm like, huh?
really well, you'll figure it out.
Yeah.
It, it's more of that bold stripe. It's that bold stripe that goes down them.
Yeah.
Um,
I have a few het pieds, but I still can't for the life of me. And I know they're 100% het pieds. I still, for the life of me, cannot. But I'm learning. I mean, we're only since April into this, so we're absolutely still learning.
oh yeah, and you'll
Yeah.
always learn.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. Like we did a lot of the stuff the wrong way. We're like, yeah, let's get into this. And then looking at availability lists as we're learning about morph, ooh, what's that? Let's Google it. Shouldn't have done that.
Oh yeah, and then it gets real confusing.
Yep. Yep. Because now we're at the point we're starting to get into more specific things. And we've got all this random stuff. But I mean, it'll be fine. It'll even out. It'll even
Let me
out.
see. Let me grab a het pie since
I was gonna
Rebecca just commented.
yeah, hold on a second. John, can you bring me a het pied?
Which one?
Yeah,
Which
bring me
one?
Jack. Jack's het pied.
Oh, Jack.
Yeah. No,
Oh, this one's a good het pie. I think this one's a good one. Well, she just shed. Oh yeah, perfect.
I'm grabbing Scarlet Snake and I'm gonna look at the same time as you.
Let's
See if it kills me. He doesn't like me very much.
So this is a pastel het pie.
Hmm.
And you see, it's always opposite. So you see the bold line?
Okay. Let me see.
All right, buddy. I'm watching you like a hawk.
I'm looking at mine.
So you see the bold line going down. So it's going from here and it's
Uh-huh.
going down the snake. And then
Okay.
it's on both
Ooh.
sides. Oh, it's that way. So that's the het pie markers. They call them train tracks.
Okay.
So you should be looking, if you hold the snake, the bottom third of the snake is really where they significantly are showing up.
Sorry to. I know he's het pied.
Now, what is he? Because also some genes will break that up.
Yellow belly.
Well, yellow belly has markings already, so they actually have pied markings as well. So,
Okay.
so the yellow bellies, the orange dreams, the asphalts, they all have these markings. And
Okay.
let me see. It's so weird doing it from the phone, not every live stream. So you can see
Okay. Maybe
how
because
there's
all.
like the two lines.
Yeah. Okay. Might be because all of mine have like yellow belly or fire or something in them that I can't see
Like
it.
yellow belly will make the same marks. Yellow belly does it. Orange dream will have the same marks on it. And all
Okay.
it is this black.
Mm-hmm.
You can kind of see how it's kind of like it's kind of like candle dripping. Like if you look at it upside down, it's
Okay.
almost like candle dripping. You see that?
Yep.
Do you notice that now with the black?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that would probably be a good way to explain it. When you
Yeah.
see that candle
Mm-hmm.
dripping down the sides, that's the markers they're talking about, with whether it's yellow belly, OD, or pied.
Okay. Yeah. The one I just had, he was not happy at me. He's scarlet, so he's a yellow belly, het pied, pos lavender, and he possibly has Billy's gene.
Oh, Billy's fire.
Yeah, Billy's gene there.
That's not what it's called. His gene.
Well, he doesn't have, you know what I mean? He doesn't have that name for it yet, but the father has the gene, so he might have it, but he's insane looking.
And Rebecca, they would show up on that, on a pastel leopard yellow belly.
Okay.
Yeah, they would show up on it too, because it would be like a double dose. I'm trying to think if I don't have any leopard pies. I wish I had leopard pies, but I only have a few leopards in my collection, and you can't see any. I mean, two of them are super. All three, and four of them, and three of the four are dark snakes. Two of them are leopard GHI chocolates, and then one of them's a leopard pinstripe. And I can't even see the leopard. I don't see the leopard in the leopard pinstripe myself.
We've got the one leopard, and it's a leopard lesser het clown. So, oh yeah, I can't wait to grow him out and get him to size and pump him to. It's a boy. So yeah, because we weren't quite sure what my clown was, my visual clown was, until I got it to lock finally. So yeah.
Oh, that was the one that was bounced between breeders?
Yeah, it was like I was the sixth one. Nobody ever had it to lock. I probed the thing, and it only didn't even go 2 scales deep. John popped it, and still I'm like, I don't know. So my Mystic Crystal ended up somehow getting out. She hulked because she's in the mood, and we found her with him. So we decided to put them together. So I let her kind of like, this sounds weird, but I put her in another male's bin before I was going to clean this bin. So kind of got like his scent all over her, put her back in his, and then put the male clown in, and like he went nuts. Like he was just like, come over here. And they were locked for a few days.
Nice.
Yeah. I think John just separated them yesterday. Like they were finally apart. Because that's one thing I didn't know, is how long these darn things will lock.
Some lock real fast.
Locked.
Some will be really fast. Some won't be. I have ones that. So what pairing? I paired a pastel clown to a Enchi disco orange ghost, and they've been locked for like over 24 hours.
These guys were like 4 days.
Yeah, they'll do that. Some will.
Because we put them, like, from the time we seen the visual lock, it took like a day to get them actually locked. So
yeah, once you see the male's tail under, then you know you're good.
Yeah, so like they were working it out, but once we like confirmed they were actually locked, it was like 4 days. So I mean, they were together for like a week. Yeah. I'm like, oh my god! But that's
I'll do that with rookies too.
Yeah, I was kind of like, well, she was a proven breeder. He's been bred but never locked. So I'm like, I don't know. I got it to work. Next time I go to pair them again, I'll throw her in a different male's bin again. You know, away we go.
Yeah.
So we're hoping.
Get a little motivation going.
Fast shooters and slow shooters.
Yeah, it's true. I call them Minutemen. You know, I was on my stream last night. I was talking to Castro about it because I always do like hell is it? I always put them in, and then I don't even check them till like the next night. And then yesterday we did our pairings at like 1 o'clock, and by 3, I put like 12 to 15 males in with females, and I want to say at least 10 of them were locked within 2
Wow.
hours. So,
Wow.
oh yeah, which is good. We want the season to come
Mhm.
early this year.
Mhm. We check a little bit more, but I mean, we're just getting into it. So I mean, we're kind of like, oh my God, is so and so gonna like mesh well with so and so? So we watch for like 20 minutes, make sure they're not gonna kill each other, and then check them in the morning.
Yeah,
But we're
that's very
learning.
rare.
We're
Even if they
learning.
do wrestle,
Yeah.
I got 2 snakes that wrestle every time. Fire spot nose pinstripe. I can put him to any other snake but this black pastel, and you can hear them banging around in the tub. The tub is shaking. I mean, it's madness. But
Oh my God.
yeah, I don't know if it's just she's not giving. She's just saying no because she didn't. She never dropped eggs for me last year, and I had latches, but I don't know
Yeah.
if them fighting. I don't know. Let's see.
Uh, we're hoping. We're really hoping we get a clutch out of the Mystic Crystal and Clown. That's what we're really excited about this year, just to build up that Het Clown army.
Oh yeah.
And we did see the special clowns JKR did, and I really like them. So hold a few females back, see what comes out of it. Oh, Jules popped in. Hey, Jules. Jules
Hey,
always comes
Jules.
by.
Yeah, I made a bunch of hats. I'm doing so many hats this year.
That's a good question. Chino, would you say it's better to pair frequently, like every other week, or less, like a month, or once every 3 weeks?
Well, so the initial pairing is to promote, them to drop follicles, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like you can do temp drops, and that will do it as well,
Mm-hmm.
which is common. But me personally, when I do it, I think of it as like almost like a 6-month project.
Yeah.
From start to finish, from the initial pairing to picking eggs. So I do once a month, but I rotate my male. So, for example, the project I started 3 months ago was with
Mm-hmm.
I have a female maker, banana desert ghost het pied male.
Ooh.
So I already paired him to a pied. So what do you get? He got a pied, a het pied, a cine het pied. And I did those pairings first to get
Mm-hmm.
him going. I don't want to overwhelm him because I want to keep him eating. He's eating great.
Mm-hmm.
I got 2 months of locks with them. Actually, 3 months. Well, 2 months with them, and then I started introducing more females. So now he's locking with as well. He's still going to see those 3 girls, but he's also locking with a what is it? A leopard lesser pastel
I didn't eat
and
anything. Sorry, John.
nips. No worries. What's going on, John?
Oh, Chino says hi.
Hello, Chino.
He says hello.
Hey.
He won't come on camera.
So now I'm introducing more females. So he'll be breeding. He'll be breeding for up to ovulation for these animals, and with introducing, you're hoping that the snake will build the follicles will grow, and she'll ovulate within 3 to 4 months, essentially. And then once she ovulates, then then it's the building time, and you wait for your eggs.
Mm-hmm. So what if you're doing like I've got one male that's only going to one female this year just because of our numbers. We're trying to spread genes out. Would I pair him more often, or would I just still do the
No,
one and wait a few weeks and
closer to ovulation. So like
Mhm.
if you can feel the eggs,
Yeah.
if you can feel the follicles,
Mm-hmm.
then you could go 3 weeks. But I mean, other than that, I wouldn't pair more than that. I snorted.
Yeah, no, there's no ring on it. John, they're telling you in the live stream to put a ring on it. Interruption. No, we're not
I mean, his
married.
defense. We're married, but we both don't wear our rings.
He says it's just a piece of paper, and if I want a piece of paper that bad, he'll give me a piece of loose leaf.
Yeah. You know, it's marriage is a financial burden.
We're into snakes. We're already a financial burden. Thanks, honey.
There you go.
I got my
That,
piece of paper.
that's nice.
Oh, does anybody else?
They do it so different in Canada.
Yeah, that's all you need to get married. Just a blank piece of paper. Good Lord. Jules, we do weekly pairing, 3 days on, 4 days off to eat. Yeah, that sounds accurate. Everybody does it so differently.
Well, I mean, with that, which in that angle, it's because she's rotating the male with different females.
Yeah. We don't have to do too much rotating this year. I mean, we're starting out. We only have a few females and a few males that are ready to go this year. So we don't have to do a lot of rotating, which is nice for
Yeah.
the first season. But yeah.
Well, it also tests out your males too, you know, because you'll have males that they get stressed out real fast and then they stop eating. And then you can kind of learn and judge whether you start noticing if there's any type of weight loss or stress on the animal. Because some males, like you can, like this male, the banana desert ghost hepide. I'm like so confident in this guy, like he's gonna eat. But since he's an extremely valuable snake, he's the most valuable snake in my collection I've purchased. If I see any type of, you know, stress or anything like that, I'm like closing shop right off the bat. I'm not going to risk that male. I can't buy another one. If I go for a visual, Desert Ghost pied, I mean, I think they start at like $4,000. I'm not willing to spend that money. I'm happy with a visual Desert Ghost head pied. But you know, and then you see how the snake recovers. You know, I have snakes that will eat throughout the whole entire breeding season and nothing will phase them. But then you'll have ones where all of a sudden you look and they're like, you start freaking out because you know you only did 3 months of pairing and now they're not eating. And you're palpating, you're seeing if the snake ovulated, and you want to make sure that you get those latches before they ovulate. And that's where it gets stressful as a breeder, let alone for the snake, you know?
Yeah. Because we have that the world's first there, the banana mahogany spot nose HRA 50% head hypo. And I'm breeding it this year. It won't be bred until the summer if it hits 300 grams, which it should. But I'm so nervous to breed him because there's no replacement. If something happens to him, like we've got nothing, we can't go and buy a new one.
No. And unfortunately, that's, you know, the name of the game, unfortunately, you know, it's, I had, so like one of my most breaking moments as a breeder was I spent a lot of money for, and I bought this snake in 2016 or 2017, Super Pastel Mojave Double Head Clown Hypo. Yeah. And, you know, that was years ago before, you know, when on Morph Market, it was a handful. You know, you look up Clown Hypo and you would see 4 snakes, and I bought all 4 of them. So that snake, I only was able to get it to breed once, and when it bred, it it bred, and a week later, like a month later, 2 months later, I found it upside down.
Oh,
so I only was able to get it to pair with one. Where's my spot nose, you piece of shit? Yeah, you know what, Nick? It's because he doesn't want pinstripe. I have spot noses, but they have pinstripe with it. I don't know.
What's wrong with pinstripe?
Apparently, he doesn't have luck with lemon blast or anything like that.
I call pinstripe the poor man's clown.
I just hatched out that clutch, Nick, and I think I actually have Orange Dream. I'm pretty sure that they're Orange Dream spot nose fire pins.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that would be nice.
And there's 2 of them. They're both female, and I haven't decided whether or not I'm going to keep one of them.
Yeah, we're lacking on the pinstripe in our collection yet. We don't have any.
You got to cross the border illegally to Maine, and then we'll pass them through Maine that way.
Well, no, there's just a river. You can just like hook it up to a drone and just fly it over the river.
Nice. Get a grappling hook, and then we'll tie it to a tree, and then send it through.
Yeah. I like pinstripes, but not lemon blasts. It's the Nick.
Nick, you coming to New York in 2 weeks? Nick and Jules? You know, there's an expo on the 13th.
I seen that.
It's like an hour away from Tom's house. 45 minutes from Tom's house.
Oh my God. I said, like, even though we can't really buy anything and bring it back, if next year when they have that expo, it's like COVID's gone and the borders are open, John and I are going.
Well, you guys could also go to Saratoga. Saratoga's closer, do you?
Yeah. I just want to go and see the people.
Yeah, Saratoga, there's a handful of us that are there.
Yeah.
Yeah, White Plains will be in Nanuet, New York, which Tom's in Canada. Is that where he's moving? With his people.
Like Tommy Tipcola Origins is in Canada? No. He wishes. He wishes he was in Canada.
He's going to retire and move there.
Yeah, he's going to harass Billy is what he's going to do.
Yeah, he's going to smuggle animals back to the States.
Oh God.
Under Billy's desk.
You know what's sad? Billy's desk is a stand-up desk.
Breaking in the new hardware at the shop.
Well, good thing we're not monetized here on my channel because this conversation wouldn't be.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Well, we'll see that battle with mine because there's some pretty messed up conversations on my live streams.
I'm very far away from it. We have I have 7K minutes, so we're
7,000 minutes.
Yeah, 7,000 minutes. We're very far away.
It takes a while.
Yeah,
I finally hit I've hit 4,000 minutes in the past, 4,000 hours in a year, but I didn't have the 1,000 followers. So you need 1,000 followers, or it's a wash. So like my account has, I think it's up to like 16,000 hours watched.
Oh wow.
But since I didn't have the followers, I'm not monetized. But now we're doing the videos twice a week and the live streams on Friday.
Yeah.
And I just hit 3,040 hours.
Wow.
So we're close. And when it happens, it happens.
Yeah. So everybody in the description, I don't know if you can see it now. You might be able to see it tomorrow when this posts. But it is all Chino's links. Go click, follow, subscribe, everything. All the things.
You're good.
I'm fancy.
To do all that.
I've got your website. I've got your Facebook. I've got your Instagram. I've got your YouTube there.
Nice.
I wouldn't put it all.
Sucks. I'm horrible at my website. I'll admit that. The website. I'm not a website designer. When I can hire someone to do that, I will do that. It's a pain in the ass. Even keeping everything updated.
1K followers, and you need 4,000 hours?
Hours, not minutes.
Yeah, hours.
4,000 hours.
Hours.
So you need a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I keep joking. I need the hours just to get the super chats to start Kathleen's Get a Sandblast fund. Not really.
The
But
super chats are interesting. I got to see how all that works once I can get it. I hope I do. I hope it does happen because we worked out a deal. Sal's the one that gave me the idea. He's focused on getting monetized so that he can pay his kids.
oh,
You know.
wow.
So I kind of jumped on board with that plan, and I made a deal with my oldest junior
Mm-hmm.
that he can make up to $100 a month. Because for a 12-year-old, I think 1,200 a year is enough money for him.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
so hopefully within the next 6 months we can get monetized and he can start making money for all the work that he does for me because he does do a lot of work for me.
Oh yeah, like even Scarlett, she's 6 and we've got her working with us. Like she's filling water bowls, she's holding snakes while we clean out bins. No, we've got her working, but
Right.
she's got to earn it because she also has her own snakes. And now she has her little heart set on a female bamboo.
Nice.
That's yeah, she wants a female lavender het pied so she can prove out that snake I was holding because he's 50% het lav. And then she now wants, thanks to Brian Cusco, she now wants a female bamboo. I'm just like, of course you do. That's an expensive snake.
Yeah, because that clutch that he had looked awesome.
Oh
That
yeah,
bamboo clutch is that you're talking about?
yeah, yeah. Because she watches. He wrote a song about it, and she's been singing it over and over and over and over again.
Oh yeah, because
It's
that whole video was about the song and all of that.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've been watching a lot of his videos because actually Friday he will be he'll be a guest on my live stream.
Oh,
So I'll be
oh wow.
interviewing him on Friday, which I'm pretty excited about because
He's
he's a
fun.
cool dude. He's a really
Mm-hmm.
cool dude, and I have a lot of similarities with him. Like when I watch people interest me that
Mm-hmm.
I can we're a very musical house.
Yeah.
I only have one musical child though. It's only Jenny. It took 3 tries before I got a child that actually would sing and dance and do all that fun
Yeah.
stuff. And it's so awesome watching the videos with his daughter. It reminds when I see the videos of his daughter when she's like tiny,
Oh
it
yeah.
reminds me of the videos of Jenny because Jenny actually went viral when she
Mm-hmm.
was 2 years old or 3 years old. She went
Look
viral.
at that.
Yeah, it was crazy. Unilad actually bought the rights of a 13-second video of Jenny and
Wow.
sold it 28 times. So I would just get PayPal money in euros for about 2 years. Yeah, it was crazy, and it
Wow.
was a video of her holding a snake and touching its butt, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" And she's like, "Butt." She just starts giggling while touching the cloaca, and it went viral. I mean, even Apple News did a whole article about it, which I have no idea because I don't have Apple products.
Yeah.
And Castro's Constrictors was like, "Dude, you see the article on your daughter?" I'm like, he's like, "You
That's
had to have
funny.
seen it." I'm like, "No, I haven't seen it." He's like, "Oh, I gotta send you this link."
That's
Yeah.
funny. I've had mentioned a few times that I should start making little shorts of Scarlett on this channel because she's just full of things. So
Yeah, well,
we're
these short videos are the ones that really do well.
mm-hmm.
I may actually start adding those to like my videos on YouTube where it's just going to be like a 15-second clip.
Mm-hmm.
That wouldn't be part of my Monday, Thursday deal where I put out actual content, but
Yeah.
just like a quick video
Yeah.
because it's crazy how YouTube works. My 1/3 of my watch time is from a
Mm-hmm.
video I did 3 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, I did a do-it-yourself video on how to breed dubia roaches, and it's at like 78,000 views right now.
I'm pretty sure I've watched that a few times. I mean, I haven't watched it. They're illegal here in Canada.
Really?
Mm-hmm. They're out of,
Well,
they're very illegal here in Canada. We can't have them at
they
all.
won't reproduce in the wild in Canada. They won't reproduce in the wild in New York.
That's what I said. It's too cold for them, but cockroaches are also really good at adapting at their surroundings. So
Yeah, but those ones are more. I mean, they don't even reproduce if they don't have the proper humidity or
mhm.
temperature. You know,
I mean,
so
I'm like, if they're that concerned about stuff, I'm wondering why the heck they've let us have isopods here, because my scabers, they're not native like my regular pea scabers, but if they got out, holy heck, did they have a field day.
yeah, I find them in my basement. I find all types of ISO and nice ones too. Peach pills and armadillo
Uh,
diem, McCollums. I got like all these. It's hysterical. I'll like move something in the basement, look for something, and I'll find like really nice isopods.
we found out that the Mardi Gras isopods are native here.
Gotta get me some of those.
Yeah, I'm gonna go find some and then
Yeah,
get a
you
nice colony going.
gotta find a dead oak tree.
That's not hard around here.
Yeah, because the Mardi Gras are they're not they're what are they? What's the species of them now? I'm having a brain fart. It's a species
Um,
that survives solely on oak.
yeah.
So
No, they're around here. We have lots of oak. Lots of oak around here. I actually have successfully bred and have a good colony going right now of the magic potions.
okay,
So that's what I was really excited about, because I've heard the Armadillo vulgari,
yeah,
they're super hard to breed. I
yeah.
got 10 of them in May, and now we're starting to see like 20, 30, 40.
It's all about rotten oak.
Rotten,
The
everything.
the armadillo DMs. The key thing I learned from someone that you just literally just let the oak just get rotten,
Mm-hmm,
bury it in dirt, and just know where you buried it, and come back
mm-hmm.
to it like a year later,
Yeah.
and then you dry it out and clean it and bake it, and then break it into pieces, and then you just make a substrate out of that, and they'll thrive.
Yeah, we usually do is we grab the wood and we leave it in buckets of water for a few
Yep.
days, and then we shove it in the bins. Works well.
Yeah, that's what we did. Then we ended up getting fruit flies to feed the fish too. Not fruit flies, mosquito larvae.
Okay.
Yeah,
Interesting.
because that's actually my original passion was fish. I used to specialize in saltwater. I was a moderator for a nonprofit called CD Mass. We used to put
Okay.
fish tanks in
Wow.
biology classes.
Ooh.
Yeah, but when we moved,
I came from the fish world. Like, I was a fish hobbyist before I got into reptiles. That's how we got into reptiles. Was
yeah.
I seen a Craigslist ad for a 20-gallon long for $20, and I sent John over to get it because I ain't going to some Cray Cray's house off of Craigslist. It's our version of Craigslist. And while he was there, the girl goes, I got a cubed tank, a big cubed tank for $20. And I told John to grab that as well. It was an Exoterra.
Oh,
Like a,
nice
yeah. So I'm like, what are we going to do? And even the 20-gallon long, it was rigged up for reptiles, not for fish.
fish.
And
Yeah.
I'm like, what are we going to do? So yeah, that's how we got into it. Alyssa Griffin Davis wants to know, what other reptiles do y'all have? I'll let you go first.
Well, I got a list. We have a
Same.
bearded dragon. We have our pet Beardy. His name's
Mm-hmm.
Beardy. Um,
Original.
we have Mario wants to. He's watching the TV. That's how I'm cheating on comments. We have tokay geckos that I'm breeding. We have morning geckos. 3 different species of morning geckos. We have yellow
Oh,
bellies. the Hawaiians and the commons. We have
Oh,
three different
Hawaiians are my
species of
favorite.
Hawaiians.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have the high, low, and medium expression ones, all
Mm-hmm.
separated and breeding.
Ooh.
Yes.
What else do we have? We have lychees. We have gargoyles, crested geckos,
Wow.
and boas. We have Colombian boas. So we have
Colombian
4
boas.
red-tailed boas.
Wow.
What tail goes?
Yeah.
Yeah. We have we started in the bearded dragon world, so we've got 5 bearded dragons.
Oh wow. Yeah. So
Yeah.
you need that sucks. You can't breed dubious. You can't breed any roaches.
I like the side.
It's crazy.
So I don't listen
You can't.
Yeah, but you can go. Oh, okay. All right, get down. You're hurting my legs. Okay.
But even though I can't, I couldn't. We'll just put it that way. I tried.
Yeah.
I did not try. Nobody knows where I'm at. We're fine. No, so that's why we breed the ice spots too, because the peacekeepers breed at an incredibly high rate, and their calcium content is so much better than like crickets. But yeah, we've got 5 bearded dragons. I'm not breeding them anymore. They're just no.
Pets.
Yeah, pets now. I've got 2 Cuban false chameleons.
Oh, nice. I like the Cubans.
Yeah, which are the first. What are they? The first pair in Canada that are captive bred.
Oh, it's awesome.
So the lady who I got them from, she's the only one who's breeding them in Canada right now that we're aware of. Hers were brought in like 5 years ago. And hers are wild caught, but she's been breeding them since then. So I'm like the first person to actually attempt to breed like captive bred. So
Captive.
or
Well,
cap
once you're
or captive.
it's easier.
Yeah.
Captive born.
So
Hold on one second. Junior.
Yeah.
No, I'm trying to get him to put on the boxing fight for me. Junior.
So yeah,
Yeah.
we've got those. We have 15-year-old Mississippi map turtles, 2 boys that we rescued. They were actually before we got into breeding, we ran basically kind of like a rescue. We would take in pets that people didn't want anymore. We would get calls from people, you know, hey, I'm a cat rescue. This is down the street from you and it's a reptile. Can you go get it? So that's how we got them. They were actually abandoned in an apartment. And
that's crazy.
The girl contacted us and they were swimming literally in an inch of water.
Okay.
So no UVB, no anything. We had to teach them how to swim. Teaching 15-year-old turtles how to swim.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, and since they came with us, they've gotten UVB, and they're starting to grow now.
Full screen.
Yeah, so we've got those. I have a leopard gecko, and then we've got all the ball pythons. I think that's it right now. We used to have some dart frogs. We used to have morning geckos. Yeah, but that's all we have right now. And the ball pythons.
Up fast.
Yeah,
it really builds up fast. It's we did the dart frogs and I sold them all. I have 1 dart frog still in a morning gecko tank.
Mm-hmm.
And I got tired of the fruit flies. I can't deal with the fruit flies anymore. Let alone that since I have so many geckos,
mm-hmm.
you know, they end up breeding with the local species of fruit flies, and then you get all these freaking hybrids.
Mm-hmm.
So I was getting like, so with the melanogasters, the little small ones, they were getting bred with the local ones, and they were getting like super fast.
Yeah.
Like these crazy. Set the table up higher and put it over there.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm trying to make it so I can cheat and watch a little bit of boxing.
That's okay. No, we're focusing now mainly on the ball pythons. We're getting away from the beardies just because beardy hatchlings are an insane amount of work on top of ball python hatchlings. So we're getting away from that. The only thing we're breeding right now, the Cuban false chameleons will go when they're ready. you can cohab them, so they'll just start going when they're ready.
Yeah.
And the eggs incubate at 80 degrees, so 80, 82, and just keep them in the tank. It'll be fine. I'm
Yeah,
not
and a lot of
overly
people are getting
concerned.
out of leopards.
Yeah. But yeah, no, and we're just focusing on the balls right now. I really want to get into spotted pythons.
Spotted ones, I'm so bad. I don't know, like, I kind of stick with what I work with.
Yeah, the spotted pythons. What is the family? I think they're part of the dwarf python family, so they don't get big,
No.
but they're really cool. I just want them. They're pretty. They have spots. I like them. Nice personalities. So we're hoping in a few years.
Yeah, they're not like the children's pythons, which are
Same family.
vicious.
Same
Same
family.
family. Children's are not nice. They're a vicious little species.
That's the one John wants, and I said no. We're gonna get spotted.
Yeah, I got bit by one of those. We had to put scope in its mouth. It bit my sleeve on my hoodie, and we had to dribble a little scope in its mouth to let go, because after 10 minutes, it was still Mario. It was still on me, and it was still ripping its head back and forth.
Yeah, I think that was one of the best pieces of advice I ever had, was keep like Listerine or scope in your reptile room,
Talk to your mother.
because you never know. Like they'll release. I've had it. They've sat there for like 10 minutes, and I'm like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah. I actually just got bit for the first time, and I mean, like, hatchlings, I don't count. Hatchlings will bite you, but it's all like a defensive bite. It's so fast.
Yeah.
You don't even think that they're gonna draw blood, and then like seconds later, you get, like, since the teeth are so small, like pink comes out.
Yeah.
But I got caught really bad by a 1,500-gram ball, and I pulled my hand back. It was when I was closing the tub. It bit my finger right over here, and I've been picking teeth out of my finger for like the last 3 days, which is a little annoying.
I got tagged right here once.
Oh man.
It was snake coming in like from shipment, and I was taking it out of the bag and moving it around, getting it into the bin, and it was not happy. And it was a big pied, and it just went.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I was like, well, you're fine. You're good. Speak of the devil.
Oh, there he is.
Here. There he is.
There's that buddy of mine.
He's coming on in a few weeks or next week. I don't know. I have to look at the schedule. No, should get back to what we're actually supposed to be doing. No. What would I always ask this, because I love to hear the different answers.
Yeah.
What would be the one gene you would suggest to someone coming into it? Like, because there's a lot of genes and it's super overwhelming. Like,
yeah, I mean, so like when I go back to where you work with what interests you, whether it's co-dominant or recessive. The recessive is a longer road. If you have the funds, then obviously go for a visual to het. You could always go head to head, and it does work out. Sometimes it doesn't, but a lot of times it does. But I think it all varies on what you like what really motivates you. It's all this stuff is all it's long term. You're not even though you think, oh, I can buy this female and in 2 years it's going to breed and I'll be able to produce these, and these are on morph market for this much money. And a lot of people kind of look at it like that. And then they build a collection off of that. And then before you know it, they have like 30 snakes, 40 snakes. That motivation, that drive of loving what you do is gone, because now this hobby that you started because you got pleasure out of it now is more of a burden and stressful. And finding rodents to feed your snakes, paying for rodents to feed your snakes, and bedding and all this stuff. So I mean, when it's whatever gives you that wow factor.
Yeah.
Whenever I buy a snake, I won't buy a snake because of genetics. I have to buy it because of a wow factor. There has to be something that catches me that makes me be like, oh yeah, I want this animal,
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's asphalt and yellow belly for me, big time. Because I love freeways so much. But when we first started getting into it, I said I don't want to get into recessives. But guess what? I still bought them and started growing them out because I knew I would change my mind in 2 to 3 years.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, I may as well get them now, even though I don't want to work with them, get them now, grow them out. And guess what? When I decide I want to start working with them, I'll have them all ready for me.
Yeah. Well, it's a longer road, and you're talking 3 years of producing a visual to a minimal, toward versus 5 years,
Mhm.
depending on what you're pairing up. I
Mhm.
mean, and then when you look at, if you produce, if you're working with co-dominance and you hold back a male, and you may get lucky and that male may be breeding within a year.
Yeah.
So that can be a quick turnover where when you're going like, head to head, and then, you do produce your visual. Now you got to hope that it's actually the male or the female, whatever sex that you're looking for.
Yeah.
Because you run into that. I mean, I this year, out of the 3 snakes that I really wanted,
Mhm.
Mario, hold on 1 second. You guys got to get out of this room right now. Get out now. Jenny, you can stay. You're quiet. You, Mario, go. Kicking Mario out. He's distracting me. I'm going to ground you tomorrow, dude. You're not going to play any video games. So what I wanted this year is I wanted a blade clown male. I wanted a clown male that wasn't either a single gene clown. It had to have something, and preferably not pastel, because I have 2 pastel clown males. I have one that's head hypo, and I have a regular one. So the clutch that it just hatched a few weeks ago, I ended up hitting two blades, 2 blade clowns, and they're both female, of course.
Yes, I seen that video.
What was the other one? I had bred a pied head albino to the. I bred a pied head albino to a cine het pie, and I got 3 cine pies, which was awesome, and all of them are female, and I needed that male. I've been trying to get something in the black pastel or cine pied for years and just haven't hit. But
yeah,
it's part of the game.
We kind of invested in the visuals right off the gate. I don't know why, we just did. And then now as we're buying more codoms, we're looking for those het animals as well.
Oh yeah, it's the best way to introduce them, especially now it's the availability with multi genes. It's when I was shopping for animals before, it was hard to find it was hard to find 3 gene animals, that were at least in a price. It's No Shave November, and it took me a month to grow this. My Fu Manchu mission I'm ready to shave it on the 1st.
I can't wait for No Shave November to be all done.
Yeah, I'm that's why I keep on I don't know. I can't stand facial hair.
Yeah, I'm just getting scruffy. Best gene right now is paint. I have not heard of that gene. That's Sal.
Yeah, paint is awesome. Paint is really awesome, and Sal's son Tyler and him went in together to do a paint. They have a paint project.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, we'll just keep throwing this back up.
Is Nick out there? That's Eat a Dick Nick. Oh, I mean, you know what? When I
EAD.
see EAD, I automatically think Chad. So I'm
No,
watching 8 likes. I know it's hurtful, right, Sal?
I know. Oh well,
I
that's
even
okay.
I even put on the Gomez shirt to get more likes. You know, this guy.
I
He's a
didn't wear the
popular
low.
guy.
I guess I'm gonna have to start wearing the low cut shirts to get more likes. I
I
keep
could do
joking.
that too. It's funny to keep gaining weight.
I keep joking when I go to expos. I'm gonna wear like the lowest cut shirt and just be like, "Oh, you want this, Nick?"
Yeah. That's how they,
That's how we're gonna
amazing.
sell some. That's how we're gonna sell some. We've never been to a reptile expo.
You've never been to one? Oh gosh,
So we
it's a
got into
madness.
we got into herping like just in general in March of 2019, and that was just you know just pets. So like we don't really have expos around here. There's like one little small one, but I mean it's like 4 or 5 hours away. So we didn't really go to it. And then during COVID is when we decided to full on go into breeding. And I'm like, there's no expos going on up here anymore.
No.
So
Now they haven't opened up at all in Canada with the expos and all that. Like, there's not one.
no,
That's
we
crazy.
have our big one, which is CRBE, the one Billy talks about a lot. And we're going soon as Billy's only 10 hours from us. I mean,
Whoa. So I'm
John,
closer to Billy than you are.
yeah. So John says 8 hours if he's driving. But yeah, we're gonna go. I'm. It's gonna be like a big family reunion because I haven't met anybody face to face yet. So I'm excited to meet
That's why.
everybody.
And I think I don't know if Sal is gonna make it. Sal is like, I was saying to him the other day, I think I may have to just drive out to Long Island. Because he's like one of my best friends. We talk, multiple times throughout the week. And we've never met. Never met in person.
Sal, how
Yeah.
rude.
Oh, it's both of us. Well, the big issue is I drive shitty cars. So like both of my cars, one of them's an '04 and one's an '03 and one's an '02. So they're both really old and unreliable. And I try to stay within the 100-mile mark because that's how far AAA will tow me for free. So me going out to Long Island is far.
Yeah, but we've seen Sal drive in his vehicle. He's got a nice vehicle. Just saying.
Do you know what kind of vehicle he has?
Doesn't he have a big truck?
Nope.
I don't know.
Tell him, Sal. Tell him what your vehicle is.
Is it like a minivan? Because I will die.
It's incredible. It's worse than a minivan.
Oh God.
He'll meet me at 101 miles. Tell the world, Sal. Tell them what that beautiful vehicle you drive is.
Oh God. Oh God.
Oh. Yeah, I
Prius.
Love it.
Oh my God.
This guy drives 18-wheelers. Cruises in his Prius.
Redneck as can be hunting. And he drives a pretty boy Prius.
He's got that 12 o'clock in it in New York City.
Oh God.
I love it. So.
Oh God.
Oh man, I almost bought a Fiero, Nick. A Hummer or something badass.
We drive a Dodge Caravan, like minivan. Nice. But here's the thing, it's got outlets and plugs in it.
Yeah.
in the trunk. So I mean, it's like made for going to an expo.
I have a beast. I have a 2002 Chevy Avalanche with 240,000 miles on it. So it
Oh
gets a
my
little
god.
tired. I know. I was hoping that was here dying.
I'm gonna literally just he's not Sal anymore. He's Pretty Boy Prius. That's all I'm calling him from now on. Oh my god. Oh
Scott,
god.
if you ever see a Prius with a little Gomez Python sticker on the back. Oh, I love it. When he told me he told me about his Prius, right? And I'm like, dude drives 18 wheelers for a living, and I'm like, it was like a 15-minute conversation. It was incredible. It was like the greatest thing I've ever heard in my life. I was like, this is like
Oh god.
unreal.
This is the
Yeah.
best. This is the best day ever. Merry Christmas to me.
Merry Christmas.
Oh. Oh god, I can't wait to have him on now. Sucker.
I can't wait to have him on too. I don't know.
You've had him on a lot.
I know. I'm heartbroken though, because his schedule is so crazy between work and deer hunting that he hasn't been hanging around.
It's still like hunting season down there. Ours is done.
I don't know. I don't hunt. I want to hunt, but I want to go through the process of breaking down a deer before I what's it called?
His Prius runs on rat power. Oh god. Oh, I hurt. Oh man, what's the subject of this live again? I forgot. Somebody tell me.
This is why I love that Nick when Nick's around, because Nick keeps it interesting. It'd be nice if he would actually, watch any of my lives, but I'm not gonna go there.
He just does it for my sparkling personality.
That's what it is. It's so hurtful.
Yeah. Actually, I messaged Nick to come on for my new breeder series, and he said sure. And I'm like, okay, when do you want to come? Like, I haven't heard back. I got to message Jules. We know she's the one in charge, not Nick.
It's true.
Oh,
The
who needs
boss.
Who needs horsepower when you have crap out? Okay. Okay, we're good. Okay, we're good. Oh god, this one's in the toilet. We're gone.
EP questions.
BP questions. Let's see. Actually, where you have spot nose, I do have a question. You got any problems with any of your spot noses? Like, I'll explain.
Wobble?
Not a little bit.
So I have one spot nose that is the father of all my other spot nose, and I've never seen wobble with them. Now I hear if you do a super spot nose, that wobble will show up. And then I guess if you mix spot nose with certain things, like I want to say someone said genetic stripe, because genetic stripe is one of those is a morph that certain combos people say will cause wobble. It hasn't been like fully labeled, but from what I understand, pied and spot nose have a very aggressive wobble, and I learned that from Billy, and Billy said that there was multiple other breeders that had that happen to them.
Yeah, we have the one spot nose, and I bought it a while ago, and he just has issues eating. Like I can sit there with the tongs and hold it out, and he wants to grab the rat. He just misses and misses and misses and misses. He cannot hit the thing until he pretty much gives up and goes away. I've tried dropping it in. He just ignores it. You pretty much have to like put the snout of the rat in his mouth a little bit.
Yeah.
Just kind of pry it a little, and then he instantly coils and wraps. But when he goes to, like, you know how they go to right themselves? before they start
Yeah.
eating it. When he does that, it's like he forgets about it.
Really? That sounds like something neurological.
Yeah. So I'm just like, I don't know if that's maybe the spot nose doing something funky. Because we pretty much have to do assist feeds on him right now. And it's
How
not
big is
that
he?
not very big.
Yeah, he's still
Not
young.
very big. Yeah, I mean, I think he hatched in July, and he's not big at all. Not big. Oh God. Oh, Chino, thoughts on the Super Mario gene? Ooh.
Well, I can tell you one thing, Rebecca, that you should definitely get some input from someone that owns that gene. Because Gomez does. So when she has Gomez on, the most I know of the Mario gene is just actually looking at them and comparing them with Gomez when he was in the process of purchasing them.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely a cool gene. It's a
Ooh.
pattern changer. It does a lot of has a highlights and the blushings, and I mean, definitely something I would love to work with in the future.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's also so new that, you know, there's a world of opportunities to breed it to and see
Mm-hmm.
what's the outcome, you know.
Yeah, I just Googled it really quick because I've never heard of it until now, and damn, that is an interesting looking snake.
Yeah, they're
This,
cool. They're really cool, and just the changes, the changes how it's when you're looking at the snake at the side view. It manipulates the pattern above, like halfway up, differently than it does halfway down, which is
yeah,
also really cool.
yeah, and I've never heard of it till now. I mean, I'm still new and learning all my morphs, but
Oh, Chris.
oh, Chris is in the house. Oh God, here it goes. Everybody's gonna roast me now. We love
We
Chris.
got another Canadian in here.
I know we're lacking on the Canadians tonight. There's never a lot of Canadians. What are we talking about? No,
Mario has a cool mustache. I'm
yeah,
working on that.
that's
Look at that. That's a pretty cool mustache. Is that?
Chris, the reptile ward, got a tortoise. I'm super jealous of his tortoise.
What kind of tortoise? I want a tortoise so badly. I want the same one Sal has. A Herman's.
Yeah. Oh, I want a Russian tortoise.
Russian dwarf.
Yeah. I don't want a big one because I mean it's not fair to the tortoise where I live. There's no I'm not getting a big one.
Oh, nice.
So.
Rebecca has one.
Ooh.
That's really cool.
Disco's another one I really want to get into. I really like it. The pattern on it.
Yeah, I have one, and I'm like, that's the one that I paired. It's the Disco Enchi Orange Ghost, and I paired the Pastel Clown to it because I want to introduce that into my into the Clown Hypo project.
Nice. You missed it, Chris. I was showing off your snake earlier. The Jack, the yellow belly. He has a yellow foot. Ooh.
Yellowfoot. So it's a Brazilian one, I think.
I have no idea. I just like tortoises. They're cute. I like the turtles though. We have Mississippi maps. They're pretty cool.
We had a rescue snap, common snapping turtle, and we 2 summers ago when the reptile company kind of bloomed. In New York, it's illegal to own one, and even though it was a rescue, I don't have the licensing to be qualified as a rescue.
Yeah.
So I didn't want it. I didn't want to keep it. So we found an awesome pond, and we let it loose in that pond.
Yeah, I just found out that common snapping turtles are common here, like they're native here.
Yeah,
they're huge.
They're vicious. The alligators are even bigger.
Well, I don't have to worry about those in the
No.
ones here, thank
Well,
goodness.
the commons are smaller, and they say it's better off because their neck is really long. So if you're holding it by the back of the shell,
It can reach you.
it can reach and bite you.
Yeah, you're supposed to hold it by the sides. I've seen one in person, and they're not little by any shade of the imagination at all.
Thanks, Nick. Nick, you better show up on Friday and talk shit, all right? Because this is breaking my heart. You're never on my lives talking shit, all right?
It's my sparkling personality. Obviously. Not really.
I know. He's here for you. He's not here for me. Or he'd watch my lives.
I'm hoping to start roundtables next month, and when I start doing it, I'm aiming to have a few people on at the same time and pick some topics and go over that way. I'm hoping if I can plan it right, I'm gonna have Nick, Tom, and Chad on an episode at the same time.
Yeah, that's definitely.
They don't know this yet. I'm just putting it out there. That's my plan, and it's just going to be one big EAD fest.
Well, big circle jerk.
Mm. I had questions.
Thanks, Jules. That's why I love Jules. Jules is the best.
Yeah, Jules is the best. If it was like, I don't even know why she's with him. She's too good for him. We're honest here on my channel.
And he's so short, so much shorter than her, you know?
I mean, she's a 10. He's like a 2.5. Well, we'll give him that. And my view count goes down.
He's gone. He left.
Probably.
Fuckers.
Oh, goodness. So, one thing you and I have in common that I wanted to ask you about. We both breed our own feeders.
Yeah.
Would you suggest that to anybody who's getting into breeding ball pythons or snakes in general?
100%. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be able to do what I do if I didn't breed rodents. Based off of even location. So when I moved to upstate New York, my wholesales, there's no wholesales. So when I lived in Westchester, I was getting deliveries from Komodo Reptiles and Reptile Deli, two really big breeders. Komodo was nice because it's $75 minimum to deliver to my house.
Yeah.
Where Reptile Deli, I kind of like their rodents better, but I had to buy $150 worth. So I would actually, one week would be Komodo, the next week would be Reptile Deli. When I moved upstate, I knew I was going to expand and build a rodent room and get all that going. I tried to get an order from Komodo because they're closer, and it was a minimum $1,000 order. So that didn't happen. So it ended up where I was doing, for the first like 6 months of living back up here, I was actually driving to Westchester, doing orders and driving up to get my collection going. But now when you buy from a wholesaler, you're buying a small rat for, $2.25 or $2.50.
Yeah.
As a breeder, I can produce a small rat for 30 cents, anywhere between 30 and 40 cents.
Oh yeah.
So, you're talking about, at a small scale, you're going to save thousands. At a larger scale, you're saving tens of thousands. And there's so much reward with rodents. I love breeding the rodents.
Oh yeah, it's so much fun.
They're personable. They're more rewarding. It's it's not like you get that one clutch a year. You can prove out hets faster. You can prove them out. There's all different morphs with rodents too. So
different
I'm
coats,
working
different
with
colors, different patterns. Oh yeah.
We have Rex, we have the blue ones, we have ones that are pattern on the back and no pattern on the belly, the Dumbos, hairless. I mean, it's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Which blue ones do you have? Do you have the Russian or the American?
I don't know. I can tell you. I can
So
tell
the
you. I
Rush,
can
the
send you
Russian,
pictures.
the Russian are the dark ones, and
I got
then
the light ones, the ones like blue nose pipples.
the American ones. I
Yeah,
used to breed.
they're
I used to breed both of them. They're my
yeah,
favorite.
yeah, they're cool. And I love
Yeah.
Rexes. Rexes are like my favorite. So
Wait till you get a hold of Velveteen. It's like a Rex, only foofier and softer.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
interesting. I mean,
love it.
I need to bring in more bloodlines because I am very like strategic about it because with the breeding I only hold back um I only hold back for breeding rodents that come from litters that are 20 to if I have a litter of 25
Mhm,
pinks,
mhm,
then I'll put a marker on their tag and I'll hold back females from there. And
mhm,
then when they're growing out, then when I get another one, then I'll pull males,
mm.
and so that I can kind of try to produce the most amount of rodents and the smallest amount of in the
Yeah,
amount of room that I'm working with.
we just had on Friday the 13th. We just had a litter of 12 born, and for some reason, our lines like I don't know if it's what we're feeding them or genetics, but when we're breeding, they're huge. Like these pinks come out the size of fuzzies. Like they're
My
massive, massive. Like I'm talking, you have to feed them off pretty much right away to anybody that wants fuzzies because 4 days later they're huge.
Yeah,
Like
I call it piglets.
yeah. So we fed off 2 and then we kept 10 to grow out. And here I hit 3 males and 7 females. So I'm like, well, I guess I'm not feeding any of you off because we're starting back up again. So I have to keep everything back.
Yeah,
I was hoping
yeah.
for
I mean,
more.
it's you're talking about saving thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, if you're looking at 100 snakes, and let's say you're spending $2 a rat, that's $200 a week.
Mm-hmm.
Now you go and you say, even if you're saying it costs you 50 cents,
Yeah.
now it's costing you $50 a week.
Mm-hmm.
Um, then you times that 150 times 52, and that's a whole lot of money that you're saving. What that can go towards other stuff. Because I mean, we're all trying to survive in this world, especially with COVID going on.
Yeah.
And you gotta save money where you can, where the opportunity is there to save the money.
Mm-hmm.
And the amount of labor, I mean, we fill our hoppers twice a week,
Mm-hmm.
and we clean rodents once a week, and it's 3 hours, and we have 72 bins.
Yeah.
Um, it's not a lot of work. I spend just as much work with my snakes, if not more.
Yeah. Rebecca wants to know how you keep your rodents, large groups or small groups.
I go colonies. I'm all about colonies. I do 1 to 4 in the smaller tub from Home Depot. I like the one with a lot of people don't like the ruler on the side. I like those tubs because there's a full loop on the
Mm-hmm.
rims, so
Mm-hmm.
there's more support on them.
Yeah.
So when you do have 2 females dropping 25 babies and you have 50 hoppers running around in that bin, weans,
Mm-hmm.
the you don't need to worry about the bin dropping because it has that extra structure to it.
Yeah.
And I do 1 to 4 on those, and then my mice and African softers, I actually use stainless steel tubs. Um, yeah, the steam tables, like so when you go to like a wedding and they have like
Yeah.
the buffet and they
Buffet.
have the steam table, they have this the
Yeah.
sternos, and they have the pan that the water goes in,
Mm-hmm.
and then they put the pan of food into that.
Mm-hmm.
The pan that the water goes into, that's what I made racks with.
Yeah,
Um,
I need to build some grow out racks just for anything like we're gonna throw in for food.
yeah,
We keep like I keep mine completely different than the majority of the way people keep their rats. We keep them in actual real rat cages. and huge, like we're talking 1 to 10. 1 male to 10 females, and we keep the male in. But it works really well for us, surprisingly. Like we
Yeah.
had no issues with them breeding. No problems. It was working great. But on the other hand, we keep our breeders like as pets. So it's a
Yeah.
whole different ball game. Yeah. We keep
Sorry, Mario's crawling under the table trying to get by.
I can get a clock.
Chino,
Our
she
girlfriend.
also wants to know, do you feed live, pre-kill, or kill or cull, freeze, and thaw for your rats?
All live. Everything's live. I don't feed anyone. So I'll feed frozen thawed if a customer requests it. So I have a lot of return customers.
Mhm.
I would say 80% of the snakes I sell are return customers. And they'll have me. I have a handful of them that want frozen thawed feeders. And if
Mhm.
someone contacts me and says, "Oh, is it eating frozen thawed?" I say, "Yeah, well, I can, let me get 4 frozen thawed meals consistent."
Yeah.
And however long that takes. Sometimes it's 4 tries, and I can do that in 16 days, and then I'll feel confident.
Yeah.
Giving a meal every 4 days. But other than that, I feed live. It's just it's one less step. Their response is so much faster with live. I keep my tongs or whatever they're called again, the ones that lock.
Mhm.
I keep those close, so as soon as I see the strike, then if the rat is going to bite, then I can move its head
Yeah.
and wait till it's out of commission, and then then let them do their thing. But the whole thawing, and I was also when I did feed frozen thawed, I was like very particular about it.
Yeah.
Like I had a at that scale, let's say like I probably had only like 40, 50 snakes at the time, and I had a 15-quart tub, and I glued the milk crate like 4 inches from the top, like halfway up it,
Mhm.
and then I drilled holes in the bottom and above it, so that the air would come in through the bottom and then go up past the rats and go out the top with heat
Yeah.
rising. And then
Okay.
when I would heat them, I would use a ceramic bulb, and I would use a ceramic bulb, and it was like cooking on a grill. Flip them, watch TV and flip them and temp them. Okay, these ones are this hot. Okay,
Yeah.
time to grab this one and feed it off. And
Yeah.
feeding takes so much more time.
Oh yeah, we do anything over fuzzies because it's just annoying to cull fuzzies. We've been doing frozen thawed, but I think once we've already talked about it, once we get the rats going back up again and producing a lot, we're just going to do pre-kill and just cull them as we need it, because it annoys me when you have a snake and you've thawed out the darn rat and it doesn't eat. It's just not in the mood that day. Like it's just not hungry.
Yeah.
And it annoys me because of the waste. Because I could have had that rat and bred it, right? So it just kind of annoys me a little bit. So
Yeah,
we're just gonna
territory.
We're just gonna kind of grab and cull it as we need it. So if that one doesn't take it, then we'll switch it to another snake, go grab another, go do it that way. But
Yeah.
usually anything that's like fuzzies, we're also not at the stage where we're super comfortable with feeding live yet. We're new. We don't want to have to play don't bite my snake.
Yeah, you keep the things close. It's
Yeah.
it's inevitable to happen, and you'll deal.
Mhm.
I have a couple snakes that have battle wounds.
Yeah.
It's a bummer, but it is what at the scale where I'm at now, I wouldn't be able to do. I wouldn't be able to do it now. When I have a facility, and I see how my other friends do it, where they have like heat lamps mounted onto like Rubbermaid carts.
Mhm.
So they have it that way, and then there's an extension cord on the cart so that the rats are all laid out.
Yeah.
So it's so easy for them just to grab and offer.
Yeah.
I don't like to do that because since right now it's everything's in our house with
Yeah.
the snakes. It smells.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a little bit different too when you're producing them. But like for example, when you buy frozen thawed, you open one bag and you're thawing them out and it doesn't smell. But then the next bag you open up and they're like
Mm-hmm.
horrible. Absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, that's why I kind of like that we breed our own, because sometimes you get them from other people and they just stink. Like, we keep ours on a really weird substrate. It's technically kitty litter, but it's recycled newspaper, and they turn it into a pellet.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen that before.
It works really well. There's like no smell to it, and it lasts, like, it stays fresh a little bit longer. So it's kind of great. I like it. Another question. I mentioned using ambient temps. Yep, I do. What made you go with that heating style? So when I moved to this house we're in now, it's technically an apartment. There's a workroom down in the basement. It's like in the middle of the basement. It's really weird. And the ceilings are 6 feet tall. And it had no heaters down there. So we had to buy like an electric fireplace off of Craigslist. And on the lowest setting with fans in the room, it was staying at 85. And I'm like, holy crap. Yeah, well, at this point, I don't know anything about ambient temps because, everybody tells you have to keep, you got to use the heat mats, blah, 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 blah. Your room needs to be 80 degrees, blah, 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 blah. So I was actually I'm in Billy at Mutation Creation. I'm in his Patreon. He was doing a crowd cast. And I was like, dude, I just moved this room 6 feet tall. I'm running my heater and it's staying at 85 degrees, even with the door open with the fan going. Like, what can I do? And he's like, turn off the heat mats and run ambient. I'm like, I was like, that's a thing?
Hell yeah.
And
I
he's
wish
like,
I could
yeah.
go ambient.
He's
I
like,
can't handle
sure
it.
is. And I'm
I
like
to be cold.
Yeah. And I'm like, okay, so that's what we've been doing. And it's working super well. For everybody involved in the reptile room, because it's not just the snakes in there. I mean, things like the bearded dragons, they have an extra heating source.
Yeah.
But I mean, everybody else, like, it's fine. The snakes are loving it. I mean, they're locking, they're breeding. So it was Billy who suggested to me, and I didn't even know it was a thing.
Are you running a humidifier?
Nope. I am not. It's in a basement in Canada. Don't need to.
Yeah, it's humid down there. Perfect.
Yep. I actually had to use flyers with like paper towel on top because it was humid in there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I actually have to do the opposite. So yeah. Let's see. I lost an adult female breed. Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, it's a bummer.
That's one thing a lot of people don't tell you too when you're getting into this, that just because you buy the animal doesn't mean everything's going to go okay.
No, that's like a big issue with this whole thing because everyone a lot of people like to look at best case scenario, and it's never best case scenario. It's never. It doesn't. I can tell you, I've been producing now 5 years, and I can tell you that I have had horror stories. It happens. It's not, and it's nothing that's it's all out of my control.
Yep.
You'll have a snake that eats perfectly fine, and
we had one that was perfectly fine. It was gaining weight. Its humidity was perfect, spot on. Temperatures were great. I mean, this is the old place, so we had the herpstat and the mats. It was eating fine, drinking fine, everything was fine. I was doing a health check in the morning because, pulling everybody out, seeing how they were doing, giving them water. Everything was fine. That evening, John comes home from work He wants to go take a look at the snakes, and it was gone, like out of nowheres. But if you try to talk about that stuff, everyone's like, well, obviously something's wrong with you. And I'm like, there was nothing wrong. Because I also
Yeah.
ripped every animal out and checked every bin and everything. And
Yeah, it happens. If anyone's claiming that they're not the bad shit doesn't happen, then they're just not admitting it. It happens.
oh yeah. We even lost one after the move, just the stress of the move. She just stopped eating, wouldn't eat, wouldn't drink. We did our best to get her to eat and nothing, and just gone.
It's heartbreaking. I mean, and then it's even worse when it comes to like for example, this year my 2020, my most important clutch of the year, I would say, was pastel orange ghost het clown to a black pastel double het clown hypo.
Oof.
And everything was good. Eating, gained the weight, everything was perfect. In the same rack, I got 4 other clutches. There wasn't nothing wrong with the rack or hot spots or anything that could have caused anything.
Mm-hmm.
And I got what was it? 5 duds and 1 egg with like horrible veins. And
no.
it died in incubation.
Yeah.
It's all, when you come to like, even when you talk about the calculator on Morph Market.
Yeah.
Because like I've had people probably not like the way I reacted, because they'll be like, oh, well, I want to get this snake and I see you have it. And I looked at the calculator because my plan is 25% of the babies are going to be this, and then I'm going to hold back one and breed it back to this one and breed. And I say straightforward, like,
Mm-hmm.
that's a guide. The calculator is bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't know what you're going to get. It's all odds. It's odds.
Mm-hmm.
It's luck of the draw. You can't project anything. I mean, you got to just work what you have and play the cards you're dealt.
Yeah.
My first clutch. So my first clutch ever was a pastel yellow belly to a banana.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, I should be getting 50% bananas, 50% pastel, 50% yellow belly, right?
Yeah.
I got 7 eggs. Woohoo! It was awesome. Now, granted, the experience was the big thing. That was the big lesson, was the experience. It wasn't about what I was producing. It was the first clutch ever for me. I hit 4 normals and 3 yellow belly pastels. I even hit 1 banana.
See, that'll be me this year, because I have a pairing of Mojave Asphalt to Ivory. Just because everything's coming out yellow belly doesn't mean I'm going to hit a freeway. Never know.
Yeah, you don't know.
I could have a whole clutch of like just yellow bellies. I mean, really, it just all depends on that. That would suck, and I would be upset. But I mean, chances are I'll probably hit at least 1 freeway. We're hoping.
It comes with the territory, It's you win some, you lose some.
Yeah.
And the calculator is more of a reference of what can be produced. That's where I look at it. Because it's crazy what happens, like this last clutch, 5 eggs. There was 32 possible animals that could be produced out of that pairing. Pastel orange dream to fire spot nose pinstripe.
Yep.
So 32 possibilities. They didn't shed yet, so I won't label it yet. But from what I see, I got 2 pairs of the same snakes.
Is that a good thing though, or a bad thing?
Oh, I'm happy with it, because I'm pretty sure that I got 2 Firefly, Spot Nose, Orange Dream pinstripes,
Mhm.
and then 2 Fire Pin, Spot Nose, Orange Dreams.
Oof.
So it definitely worked out, but by that calculator, it's 32 possibilities. I mean, the odds
Mhm.
are you're not going to get a pair of anything, and
Oh
I'm pretty
yeah.
sure that the 2 are pairs.
Plus, some of those calculators aren't even up to date yet because some of them don't recognize certain allelic combos as allelic combos.
Well, that's what it is. They haven't figured out how to do the allelics, where they just put a note on it.
Mm-hmm.
So then when you're dealing with all these allelic combos, then you're really screwed. Where you're going on Mutation Creations page and looking if you see if Billy did a video on it yet.
Basically, yeah. Because I mean, what was it? I was in World of Ball Python Calculator. That's my favorite one. So I was on that, and I was putting in my OD Cine NG fire. Well, either fire or vanilla, we don't know yet. But I was putting that in, and I seen all the options, and I'm like, but I can't get a Cine NG from him. That's allelic. Like it was telling me I could hit Cine NG, and I'm like, no, I can't.
Wait, what was the pairing?
Oh, I was just put in I think I put in my ivory to the OD Cine NG fire on the calculator, and it was telling me I could hit Cine NGs, and I'm like, no, I can't. It's allelic. So they
Are
don't
they?
have.
I don't even know. I didn't even know that they were allelic. Enchi and
So,
Salmon are allelic.
yeah, Billy swears up and down, left, right, and center. They're allelic.
See, I don't have Enchi in my cinnamon complex projects. I don't. Do I?
Oh,
No.
there's a good. How do you handle mold on eggs in the incubator?
I leave it. Unless it's growing hairs. If it's growing like hairs and spores and other than that, leave it. Set it and forget it. The less you touch your eggs, the more success you'll have. It's the biggest rookie mistake. When I first started breeding, my first couple of years, I lost eggs, and I swear, I was candling them once a week. Oh, are they still alive? Oh, this one's not moving. I'm putting the because so this is I forgot who was talking about it in the video, but it was a video I watched years and years ago. If you put an LED flashlight when you look at your tubs at nighttime, right? Let's say you fed and now you're looking for rodents in your tubs. Lights are out, and you're putting your flashlight to your tubs. What's happening? You get that random snake striking at the flash, right?
Yeah.
So obviously the LEDs stimulate their brains, right? Now, I think the reason why I lost quite a few eggs in my first 2 years was because I was so worried about the snakes dying, even though I had an extremely consistent incubator, everything was perfect, no hot spots, no nothing. I mean, it was great.
Yeah.
But I kept on putting that freaking flashlight to these eggs because I was worried they're not going to make it. I'm like, oh my God, it's not. This one's not moving, So I think that flashlight was causing them to move and causing them to twist their umbilical.
Okay.
So then they die in the egg.
Okay.
Because to be honest with you, in the last 3 years, I've had my first snake die in the egg this year. In 3 years, where I probably had about 5 or 6 in my first 2.
I know a few people, and it strangely works. I've never had eggs yet, so I can't say anything. Who have actually put springtails in their
Yeah, you can springtails in it.
yeah,
I keep
and
them
they'll eat the
on my
mold.
gecko eggs.
Yeah, they'll eat the mold off of it.
Yeah,
I'm
but
like,
they do get crazy so the geckos I run into an issue because when they hatch, all that fluid, the springtails will feed off it. So I can make now if I make springtail colonies for people, all I do is I just look for an empty bin that crested eggs were in, or lychee or whatever eggs, and I pour water in so they float, and then I can just scoop them out of each little compartment because there's millions of them in there.
Yeah.
But the Tinactin works. The Tinactin foot powder spray, the athlete's foot spray.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've heard of them people using Gold Bond powder.
Yeah.
I've never had eggs, but that's what I heard. So I can't really answer that question a whole lot. I'm
Yeah, no,
excited to I'm excited to see if we even get any eggs this year.
you will.
I'm
You're
going
damn.
in. I'm going in not expecting a whole lot this year.
You
And then
think
if
the worst. You not think the worst, but you don't count your chickens till they hatch. You know, when it happens, it happens.
yeah, I mean, we might get some. We might get one. We might get all slugs. I don't know. It's our first season. We'll find out.
You're
You
running
know.
ambient, so I mean, I'm a firm believer that a big reason behind people getting slugs is because of climate. Um, if you have a couple of humans that can't that they can't have a baby, they're having issues having a baby. The
Mm-hmm.
first thing they say is no jacuzzis.
Oh yeah, because it kills the sperm.
Yeah. So if your belly heat is above 93 degrees, well, guess
Mm-hmm.
what? You're killing the sperm. Now that
Mm-hmm.
male's giving non-viable sperm. So it's still breeding, it's still fertilizing, but it's fertilizing with unviable sperm.
Mm-hmm.
So now you have this female that produces eggs, gets fertilized with unviable sperm, ovulates, drops eggs, and guess what? 90% of them are infertile.
Mm-hmm.
Running ambient, I believe that you're not your odds of having infertiles due to high temps killing the sperm, because I feel like high temps are the main reason why people will get duds.
Yeah.
I mean, there's other variables that could come into it, whether the snake was healthy or not. Snake could be too young. That was the
Snake was
old
paired
school
too
way.
late.
Yeah, the viable sperm wasn't there before ovulation. There's so many variables, but I think the main variable will be the temps. If your temps are hitting the mid 90s, get ready for those duds.
Yeah. We're generally staying between 84 to 85 in there. So I
Yeah,
mean,
that's
it all.
perfect for ambient.
Yeah, like you can usually down towards the floor is a little bit cooler by a degree or two. So we're keeping the males down lower. And then up higher is obviously a degree or two warmer and females go up there. But I mean, like I said, I'm walking down in there and my bun's hitting the ceiling. Like it's tiny.
Do you
Like
do you have
it's
a fan blowing the air down and circulating the air from the bottom, from the top, with heat rising, forcing that air to go down to cause, a rolling effect?
kind of those big stand up fans?
Yeah.
I put one on the counter and have it aiming down.
Perfect. That's all it takes. I mean, all you want to do is you want to move
We're
that
fancy
air
over
from up top.
here. Yeah, we're fancy up here. But what I tell
mean,
you, I'm not a fan of about the low ceilings. So in this workroom, you see all the piping because it's underneath the bathroom. All the piping that goes up to like the bathtub and whatnot. So keep in mind these like the ceiling's like 6 feet, right? We had an escapee one night, and
oh, and it was up there.
and it was up on the. So I hear John go, "She got out." And it's a big snake. We all have escapees.
Oh
Everybody
yeah.
has had them. Well, anyways, she had climbed up to the top of the bins and went onto the thing. And we're looking for, and usually I can find an escapee within 5 minutes. Like they don't go far. It's like, oh, it's right here. Find them no problem. And John literally walked into her tail. And she was up there. And I'm like, okay, before you stand right underneath her in case she falls, but I need a picture of this because it's kind of funny. But yeah, my heart just pounded because here she has this great big huge pipe wrapped right around it, just hanging. I'm like, you son of a.
Yeah, they go for warmth.
Yeah. Which is
I
funny
got
because the whole room is warm.
I went to work one day, and I was a chief engineer of a hotel, and I have to when I first come in, I come in 7 a.m. I'm checking the logs, see if I missed anything. Not I missed anything, like anything happened while I wasn't there.
Yeah.
And there was a note that said, "Dave must talk to Craig." And I was like, so then I haven't talked to Craig. Craig was probably smoking a cigarette or something. I go on the computer, I see a room's out of service, and then it says on it, Dave must inspect. So then Craig comes up and he's like, so we had a guest that was arrested last night, and he was arrested, and there was an open Petco box with a dead mouse inside the box. So now he got arrested at like midnight.
Yeah.
So now at 4 a.m., Craig went back in there to look for the snake. Now the mouse is gone. The fucking snake went back into the box and ate the mouse and then went back to wherever the fuck it went. So he tells me this, and I'm like, it's like Christmas. Like, this is the greatest day of my life. Like, I get to go to a snake hunt in a hotel room. And the first thing I did, like, so then the one of the employees comes and is looking for me, and he's like, where do you think it would be? I already looked here, looked there. And I was like, first thing I did is I went to the mini refrigerator, I flipped it over on the front.
Yeah.
And there it was. This thing was coiled on the compressor.
Yeah.
And it was so fucking funny. But it's funny, you know, when they escape and you can find them in places where it's easy.
Oh, I mean, I usually can find them within minutes. Like, it's not hard. Now I can think like a ball python, but the weirdest spot we've had one other than the pipe hide in the spot, and it sounds weird. So we have a bag of soil for our ice pods because we have the ice pod colonies down there.
Yeah.
It got out and it went into the bag of soil and buried itself.
So burrowing.
Yeah. And we're just like, where is it? Right. And then we're looking. You don't even think of that. And then there happened to be dirt on the floor. And John peeked in and he's seen movement underneath the soil. And sure enough, it was in the bag of soil. I'm like, oh my God. Evidence. Yeah, that was the best hiding spot. They're so funny.
There was Brian just did a video because his sloth Ozo escaped.
Oh, Bartek.
Yeah.
I was like, who's got a sloth?
And that it was the greatest video. It was a good video because he like walks in and he's like, something escaped and I don't know what. And he's looking and he's like, it's everything. Walls, shelves are knocked down. There was a banana inside the showcase. I was like, just random shit. And come to find out that they installed a handle on the for the sloth's room that's locked on the outside, but the inside you can just pull the handle and open the door. So the sloth was climbing around, opened the door, and that's how it escaped. God. And he like fast forwarded all the video of the sloth going all over the place.
Oh yeah.
And it's like super speed watching it go fast. You can see the sloth just like all of a sudden he's like going across. It's fun when I mean, it sucks when they escape, but it's beautiful when you find them. Yeah,
do you find this time of year that your females try to escape more? Because I'm finding that.
Knock on wood, I haven't had an escape happen since I first moved into this house, and it was a horrible escape. Well, actually, no, we did have one. My blood python escaped.
Yeah.
And I had an open spot out of a 41 quart rack, and my cat walked up to the thing, and we know when the cat sees something. Like if there's still a rat inside a tub, Naruto will he'll let us know. And Naruto was acting all weird, and all of a sudden we look in, and it's that my blood python's like that thick. It's like thicker than a 2-liter bottle of soda. He's huge, and he was just coiled up on the heat pad, just hanging out over there. So that was our last escapee. But that was a while ago.
I keep finding both my Mystic Crystal and my Pastel Mystic lately keep trying to escape. And I know they're building, so I'm like, I wonder if that's why they're gone to find love.
Yeah, I mean, they're active. It's they can be trying to find a cool spot too, because with the ambient, since it's an ambient temp,
Yeah,
it doesn't. There's nowhere for it to cool down, and it's set up. So I would think that maybe that could be a variable.
that might be. Not that it's super like their bins aren't much warmer than outside, like the room. But
Yeah, but I mean they don't know that.
yeah, because I noticed they've been knocking over their water dishes a lot, trying to wrap around them.
It's good.
Lovely
Yeah, it
little
should be cool
animals.
down.
A 150. Mike Tyson's going to be fighting soon.
No, he's not. I got the fights. I got the fights on my laptop right now. It's only the second fight, so I can go as long as you want. I still got plenty of time.
I don't even see any more questions. I think everybody kind of pieced out on us.
Did they leave us? It tells you how many people are in here.
4.
We got 4 people. See, I'm boring.
The last question I see is that mold on the eggs in the incubator.
Yeah,
Everybody. Oh, we got 5. Look at that.
Oh, we gained a person. Thank you. Thank you so much.
I have to make my money. I paid him way too much to be on here. Trying to plug my laptop in before it dies. No, yeah. I don't know. I find ball pythons are funny. They're either a ball or they're broken, as I say. We have ones that I swear they think they're a green tree python.
Yeah, they climb around.
We have one, and as soon as we open his bin, it's just even like to change his water or whatnot. He's just like freedom, and next thing you know, he's on your head within 10 seconds. Yeah, he's just like, whoop, let's go.
The male.
Yep.
Yeah, put him with a female. He'll pair right up.
Oh yeah, well he's of size. He's my pastel lavender.
Nice.
But what I want to pair to him right now is not ready.
Not
yet.
ready.
Nope. She will be this year though. Chris with the Reptile Ward sold me a female pastel het lav and a female pastel lavender. So, and I trust him, and he's like, oh yeah, they'll lay in 21 for you. So I'm like, I mean, the pastel lavender, last time I weighed her, she was pushing 1,000 grams.
Nice.
She'll go this year. I'm confident. Oh
yeah, you get them to go, later in the season. That's how I kind of line it up. So I'm looking at all my girls now, and if I feel like they're gonna hit that mark that makes me happy, I will say, well, hopefully by the end of the year. Because sometimes they just retain so much weight. Sometimes they poop it all out, and sometimes they retain weight. You can't. I weighed snakes in October, and in a month I'm noticing over 150 grams of weight gain. And I weigh on empty stomachs. I wait till I see a bowel movement before I weigh. So that's what happened yesterday. I couldn't believe it that my black pastel het pied that I produced in 2018. She was, when I weighed her like first week of October, she was only like 1,100 grams, and then I weighed her, or 1,200 grams, and I weighed her 2 days ago, and she was already 1,600 grams. So I'm like, put a male in with her, So I really want a black pastel banana. It's one of the snakes I wanted getting into the hobby years and years ago, where you couldn't get you couldn't find them for under $400. And it was just never the cards just weren't in the deck. I never had the opportunity, and I'm like, well, I got a banana double het pied orange ghost. I might as well pair them up. And they were paired within an hour. So I'm like, yes, 1 of 6,
Yeah. Yeah. No, John's looking. John, that's one of the ones John wants to do too. He's obsessed with banana and mahogany. Obsessed. So I'm trying to get him into other morphs too. He wants to get into Monarch. I'm not super convinced. Not a big fan of Monarch. G-Stripe's another one of his that he loves. Especially
I
banana
like G-Stripe.
G-Stripes.
I recently fell in love with G-Stripe, and I've had G-Stripe.
Mm-hmm.
I did a trade where I traded someone geckos, and I ended up with a breeder size male. It was it's a Mojave Orange Ghost genetic stripe.
Wow.
And yeah, and I was like, I kind of kept them on the bench. I figured that by the time I hit like a clown hypo,
Mm-hmm.
then I'll introduce that one, and then
Yeah.
bring it in that way. And then I talked to a couple people, and I'm like, you know what? Let me pair them up. So my first clutch of the 2021 season is due January 7th, and that's pastel to the Mojave OG genetic stripe. So I'm excited about that for the double hats.
Nice. Yeah, we've got a Banana Fire female proven breeder coming after Christmas.
Beautiful. Yeah, Banana Fire is such
And
a great combination.
And a female proven breeder.
Money.
Yeah, actually, it's coming from April at ALP Morphs.
Nice. I like April.
April's awesome. Sure, talk about odds were in her favor. Holy, the season. But she just
I can't believe she would get rid of that. I would like. I don't know.
She's taking. I don't know. She has her daughter, like the Banana Fire's daughter, growing up with something else in it. So she offered her to me, and I'm like, yes, please, I will take her. I also have a Super Fire female coming for her too. And it's like possible asphalt. I think there's possible OD in there too.
Nice.
Yeah. So I'm like, they'll be nice. Yeah. Some nice little females.
Black Eye Lucy's are on a comeback. A lot of people want them.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people want the Black Eye Lucy's.
I need to prove out that OD Cine Enchi Fire / vanilla I have. Nice. So, yeah, he's a powerhouse. He's got like a ringer on him about that long. He looks low white pied. His ringer is so huge. Yeah, so I'm betting he'll prove out fire. Where's John? John. Oh, John's hiding. I was gonna make John go grab him. He's downstairs. But yeah, I need to prove him out. I mean, I'm most likely he's fire with that huge of a ringer.
Yeah.
But Cinnamon can throw ringers.
Yeah.
So I've heard.
A lot of I mean, my Super Orange Dream has ringers.
Yeah.
I have a pastel Super OD.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know OD could throw ringers.
Yeah, I mean, this one had it. Where is she? Hold on, let me grab her. Oh, my legs. Oh, good.
Just in case he's still there.
I know it's over here somewhere. My racks. So in the wintertime, I put tarps on my racks.
Okay. Oh.
Because that keeps
the heat in.
That keeps the ambient. Yeah.
John just put in the chat, sorry, I'll get him.
Oh, that's funny.
John's running for him.
Where did I put her? Oh, there she is.
Are you watching me in the other room, John? Like that's love right there. You know what? He's not watching me. He's watching Chino.
Yes, I have one fan. I'm moving up in the world. Yeah, so you can see over here is where it starts, and it goes all the way around.
Oh.
Right here. Oh wait,
Interesting.
there.
Yeah. Yeah. Huh.
Yeah, she is.
I
She
love
is
OG.
incredible. Yeah, this one is from Vinnie Meyer, and Vinnie Meyer's so he's really close with Tyrone Moore.
Mm-hmm.
Tyrone Moore is when Ozzy talks about his neighbor,
Mm-hmm.
he's talking about Tyrone.
Yeah.
So Tyrone has like he goes to Ozzy's house and just picks everything out. So
Can I do that? I wish.
yeah, so this snake I can't wait because it's so this one is also possible high intensity.
Ooh.
So we'll see what happens. Yeah, it's
How's my cranky boy?
He's doing good.
He's dirty. He's a dirty boy right now. Check out that ringer.
oh wow. Oh, that's a nice ringer too.
See what I mean? But it goes all the way up the sides of him. Like he looks low white pied. And he's super orange. Like I wish his orange would show up on camera, how orange he is.
Yeah, it's tough with the on camera. Like this isn't giving even justice to the amount of yellow that's in this
Yeah.
animal. That's a good
Yeah.
angle.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, I like this guy.
he's
I
been
need more OB
burrowing.
as well.
Yeah, so do I. He's been burrowing. One thing I don't like about the Cine Enchi pattern is it looks dirty some spots.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's got a huge ringer on him. Like he looks low white pied. But it goes up the sides of him too, like you would see in a low white pied. It's just insane.
I love low white pies. That's what I focus on with my clown with my double recessive pied projects. I like the low whites because eventually I'll be putting, I want to just keep stacking recessives.
Yeah.
That's the idea of it.
Where did I see something that someone produced like a 4 gene visual recessive animal?
5 recessive.
Was it 5?
Yep. It was
The pied clown ghost thing?
it was if I'm correct, it was pied clown, hypo, desert ghost, ultramel.
Oh, last I had seen, I seen it all but the Ultramel. So now there's Ultramel in it.
There's
Holy
one with an
crap!
ultramel that I saw on Facebook that is like there was no codoms either. It was a 5 gene,
Yeah,
5 recessive.
I'm like, how is that even possible? I thought I thought ball pythons maxed out at a certain amount of genes.
No, because you can just keep stacking them. I mean, if they're going to show up, they're going to show up.
Because I remember someone had told me when I was learning that you can only stack 6 genes in a ball python. And I'm like,
Really?
okay, yeah.
I'll find out eventually. I'm getting close. I keep on producing all these large, morph animals, and I'm holding them back. And now if that one's male, here, let's see if anybody's shed. This is one of the worst parts about breeding is you're dying for sheds.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oof. Chino died.
That was the channel locks falling off the incubator.
May he rest in peace, everybody.
All right, let's see. So here's my little clutch over here.
I cannot wait to have babies.
And this was my record high, clutch number 14.
Yeah.
Oh, they're so blue.
Oh,
Blue,
they're so
blue,
close.
blue. I know. Well, I'll start with just a triple. So this one, I am pretty sure that this little baby is a fire. So it looks fire spot nose, but it looks brighter than the ones I've produced, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's got the markers. It's got the OD markers, the pied looking markers.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm pretty confident that this boy is a fire spot nose orange dream.
Yeah.
And he's definitely being held back because I want to get pinstripe out. I have so much pinstripe.
I need it desperately. I have none. And when I get one, I'm going to name it Shane. For anybody who doesn't follow Shane at Small Town Exotics, he doesn't like pinstripe at all.
No. So now these two are the ones where, and this is why I just pinstripe kills me because pinstripe is so inconsistent
Mm-hmm.
that you can have a clutch that are all pinstripe and they all look different.
Yep.
So these
Oh,
right
they're
here.
cute.
So these are, if I'm correct, these are the pinstripe orange dream spot nose fireflies.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So they have like this white head with, you can see through their eyelids. It's like blue
Yeah.
by their eyelids, and their dorsals are
Cute.
super bright.
I want
And I
one.
mean, this is like super deep shed. Like these things are they're gonna shed
Be
any.
insane.
I can't wait till I can get pictures because the amount of blushing
Mm-hmm.
and the coloration on the side is freaking nuts on these animals. So we'll see if Sal's right. Sal thinks that this one doesn't have fire. That's his prediction. And that this one does have fire. Just because the way the pattern is. But
it's kind of faded up by its head a little bit.
yeah, but that's shed. Their heads
Yeah.
are exactly the same from when they came out of the egg. And they have the same head stamp. They almost have a head stamp like a Super Mojave, that diamond above their eyes.
Yep.
And then,
I don't know. I need pinstripe. I call it the poor man's clown.
Then you got these pinners that I wasn't gonna keep one, but now I'm thinking about it because I need more orange dream.
Love orange. Ooh.
So these right here
I like
are
that.
these I think are fire orange dream spot nose pinstripes.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah, those snakes are. Oh yes, I think I did say they were spot nose. Yeah, so I'm trying to get more going, and these. So I only hit two. I hit 2 males and 3 females out of this clutch.
Did you see the pinstripes that Chris at the Reptile Award produced this year?
I'm sure I did, but
there's like some leopard pinstripes, which blow my mind.
Leopard is just it's so crazy what leopard does.
And it does different things to different genes. It never acts the same.
Yeah, I'm actually really mad at myself because I should have got more leopard. Leopard was the third snake getting back into the hobby was a leopard pinstripe. And I should have got more, and I didn't. And I have regrets for it because I could have gone real far by now.
Yeah. Well, that snake I told you about that just randomly passed away out of nowhere, that was a leopard firefly.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I named him Wash. Any of my nerd friends will understand that joke. But he was going to be breeding this year, and I was pumping him to everything. But alas,
this girl is one of my prize jewels. This is a GHI chocolate leopard.
Oh, John, you need to come see this.
So,
GHI chocolate leopard. Sorry, he loves the dark genes.
Yeah, and it's not getting, the camera's actually brightening it. Because in person, you see how there's like blushing on the top. You don't see that. I can't see that with my eyes, but the camera sees it for some reason.
Yeah.
And I lucked out because I actually produced 2 of these. So I have 2 females that I held back that are. And this snake was produced last year, so I can't.
Yeah, I want one. You like that,
Yeah.
don't you?
Well, I'm a big fan of GHI.
GHI chocolate leopard.
Yeah,
Yeah, John wants
chocolate
one now.
chocolate landed on my lap. I have
The chocolate I find is more additive than an actual.
John saying like with chocolate for him, he finds chocolate's more of like an additive.
It is, but if you look at like, I think it's JT that has a bunch of chocolate hypos.
I love chocolate with hypo. You have to admit chocolate
Yeah.
with hypo is good too, John, eh? John's like, yeah, I love chocolate and hypo.
I'm trying to. So all those snakes are possible head hypo. So.
Oh, Rebecca wants to know what you consider to be must-have genetics for breeding. Leopard. Leopard.
Leopard, I think spot nose is definitely something good to have. Orange Dream. Actually, you know what? Out of my collection, though, I think my favorite is Black Pastel.
I don't have any of that yet.
So this is a Black Pastel chocolate GHI.
Ooh, Black Pastel chocolate GHI. Ooh.
Yeah. She was an early 2019. I already have her. Her last weight was 800 grams.
Oh yeah.
I'm excited about her. She'll be. So the chocolate really brings up these highlights. It really, because the GHIs will have like highlights on the dorsal, but when you add the chocolate to it, and the Black Pastel really blacked it out.
I'd like to see a chocolate leopard hypo.
Chocolate
leopard hypo.
Oh, that would be so.
Insane.
That's going to be something, and that I will be going towards my future because I have. I actually want to add Black Pastel to it, and I already have. It's one of my favorite. Actually, it's one of my favorite pairings from this GHI clutch where I hit this.
Yeah, we don't have GHI either. We're lacking on genes over here.
I only have GHI because somebody hooked me up. Somebody lent me a GHI chocolate hypo. So this is a Black Pastel chocolate.
Ooh.
See how like light it is? It's almost like cinnamon.
Yeah.
If I didn't produce it myself, I would say, yeah, that's a cinnamon.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping that all these GHIs that I produce will prove out hypo because I love hypo. I just there's something about hypo that
it's making a comeback.
Well, and this is like goes back to like when we were talking about, you know, what do you recommend, you know, for a first snake and all of that. And it breaks down. I bring it back to saying, you know, you want to just stick with animals that you like. That is the most important thing. You want to stick to animals that you like because you don't know what the market's going to be like, you know? So, for example, when I was buying all these hypos, I was buying breeder hypos for like $60.
Yeah.
$60, $100. This is a Black Pastel Orange Ghost.
Oh, so pretty.
Yeah. And this was a pairing that was just because it was what I had, you know. It was one of those, okay, well, this hypo, who am I going to breed to it? Oh, I'll breed. It was a Black Pastel head hypo, and I said, I'll put a fire hypo to it, a fire Orange Ghost, and then that's when I got these. And Like this snake is the closest to blue that I've seen in a ball python. When this, it's like straight up like baby blue when it's about to shed.
Mm-hmm.
And
My
hypo,
hypo,
everybody didn't like.
my hypo looks like baby blue when it's like about to shed. It's so weird.
It's great.
I love it.
Here's another one. This is a clutch mate that she's one of my favorites. This is a first ever. I produced this one in 2018. I produced a male and a female.
Mm.
And held them both back. It's a little dirty. So this is a black pastel fire orange ghost. Look at that.
Now, are you convinced like orange ghost and hypo are the same thing, or are they different? Because
They are the same thing.
they are the same thing.
Yeah.
Because I see ghost, I see orange ghost, I see green ghost, I see hypo, and like.
Right, so we'll go through the ghost thing, right? I go old school.
Yeah.
I go with the old school thing. A ghost is now the ghost is called true ghost, which is bullshit.
Yeah.
A ghost, when breeding, all different. Even if you breed boas, you breed boas, you breed anything. Hog noses. A ghost is a hypo anathoristic. Not anathoristic. Exanthic. That's how you make a ghost. But originally that was a ghost. A ghost was a hypo exanthic.
Yep.
At some point, everybody started calling them hypo. I mean, ghosts. You know, because I understand the argument about it is they say, oh well, the reason why they're called ghosts is because there's no pattern on the sheds. It's like a ghost. It's just patternless. But I stick to. I call them hypos. I may accidentally call a hypo a ghost sometimes. I'll call it orange ghost. But orange ghost and hypo is kind of like a low pastel versus low quality versus high quality type deal. You know, they're more orange. They're brighter. They don't have as much blues and grays where they have more of oranges and light tans. But they're 100% compatible. And from what I've seen, if I breed a orange ghost to a hypo, all the babies come out orange ghost. So I still haven't produced a regular hypo out of the pairing. I that bluish gray colored hypo. I always get the orange ghost out of it. But yeah, I think they're the, you know, when I say ghost, I'm implying as true ghost, which is exanthic hypo.
Yeah. No, I'm excited to get more into the hypo project. I got to get more visual females that are not Partho.
Yeah.
So our one visual hypo is a Partho baby. So
that was that one that it was like twins or something. What was I heard you talking about it on a live with someone.
Yeah. So I was talking about Ron because Ron had ivories. He had 5 eggs. It was a friend of mine. He had 5 eggs. He lost 1 egg in incubation. And he's literally cutting them. And the pairing was to make hets, right?
Yeah.
And the mother was just a straight up hypo. All the babies came out hypo, all 4 of them. So
that's right. Now I remember your conversation with them.
Yeah, so he split them up amongst his friends. Like he offered them to friends first to buy and purchase. And I got one of them, and I got my girl, and my girl was the dark one. Like there was so much polymorphism in it.
Yeah.
That there was some that were so bright they were orange, and then there was my girl who was like dark.
Oh, you don't hiss at me. She just shed, so I have to show her off.
Yeah.
TSK Exanthic.
Oh yeah. Oh, I love Xanthic. I need some Xanthic.
I didn't like Xanthic, and I bought a project. I bought a
Mm,
1.4 TSK project, and then
mm,
I hatched her out.
hmm.
And as soon as I cut that egg, I was like, I'm sticking with this. And I didn't even know that I had a high demand, valuable animal.
Yeah.
I had no idea. So now I'm moving forward. I hopefully next year I can buy a powerhouse male because I'm still breeding head to head.
Yeah, I need to get into Xanthic. I have none, and I want to do clown lightning pies. That's my big dream.
Yeah,
It'll
yeah. I
take me
eventually would move it in.
it'll take me a very long time to hit them, and probably someone like Billy or JKR will hit it first. And
Of
that's
course.
fine. That's fine. They're way ahead of me, but I still want to do it.
There's just when it comes to like in that angle, you just can't compare.
No.
You got people like Mike Wilbanks, Fireball.
Mm-hmm.
These guys, they their collections are like 5 times the size of Billy's. I mean, and Billy has a
Mm-hmm.
giant collection. Um, it kind of just it's like luck of the draw, whether I hit first evers. I
Mm-hmm.
hit first I hit what was it? My
I,
first ever was a super enchy pastel spinner.
mm-hmm.
I hit in 2018.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't even show up on Morph Market. Not Morph
Yeah.
Market, World of Balls. They didn't put it up. Um, that one I
Yeah.
showed you, the black pastel fire orange ghost,
Mm-hmm.
same thing.
Why didn't they put it up?
I don't know. I sent it to them twice. All the stuff. I talked to a lot of people, and they said that there's not a lot of funding going on with World of Balls.
Oh,
So hold on, I'm gonna switch
I
Bluetooths because
mean,
this one died.
I mean, technically, I own one. Oh, did you mute yourself? He muted himself. This is when we can say all the fun things about him, like Chino sucks. He should go suck on a pickle. He can EAD. All the things. Like, let's see
On
something.
speakerphone.
There we go. Oh,
Oh, can you hear me?
yeah. I went in
Yeah.
and did it. I went in and fixed it myself.
Jenny's laughing.
Why? Could you
She
hear me?
heard you. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, she was laughing. My Bluetooth died, and
Uh,
I'm trying to switch to the other Bluetooth, which
well,
it's not.
I'm gonna call it in a few minutes anyways because it's I'll give it 2 more minutes because it's midnight and all my stuff is starting to die. But yeah, like it's hard. It's hard not to compare, but compare at the same time. Like I see these guys and they're doing so great, but then I get super excited because I know downstairs in my little basement with my DIY stuff, I've got something nobody has. And
Oh
that's kind of the banana mahogany spot nose HRA 50% head hypo. It's a world's first.
it's awesome.
Yeah. So I mean that's kind of like I get a little excited about that.
Oh yeah,
And he's going to the banana fire.
nice.
I can hit a few worlds first with it, which it's not necessarily. It's not that I don't know how to explain it. It's not that I want like the glory, but it's just so cool that I'm able to do that this early. If that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Oh yeah, and it's real. It's nice to know that you produce something that no one else has. You know, um,
Because
I
I won't drop names, but there was a very big breeder in the community that wanted said banana mahogany spot nose HRA, and I had already bought it.
Yeah, well, a lot of people, I'm sure, want that snake. That snake is crazy. And HRA seems to do really well with banana. So then you start throwing in mahogany,
Uh-huh.
and that's a unstoppable force,
Oh yeah, especially once because John has a female mahogany, the mahogany lesser HRA het hypo, and we're going to slam them together. So could you imagine hitting a banana suma lesser hypo?
Yeah, and because a sumo
With red xanthic.
Oh yeah, it'd be really, really hard to label.
Yep. Oh well, we'll just say it's a magical thing, and I think from that clutch, if we don't know what it is, I'm holding it back.
Yeah.
If I don't know what it is, I'm not selling it. I'll hold it back. I'll prove it out. I've got time on my hands.
Yeah. Yeah, and then when you want to prove out a snake, so like my plan on snakes, I have a bunch of snakes that I can't 100% label it something, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm doing is, if it's a male, then I'll sell it, and I'll say I'll sell it for the genes I know it is, and then if you prove out, more power to you. Congratulations. Yeah. But if it's female, then I'm just gonna breed like a clown to it, or I'll breed a pie to it, and then just go for the hets and see.
Break it down a little bit.
Yeah, even though there's a lot of influence with hets, but at the same time, it's better than if I bred it to something else,
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. It'll be interesting to see what comes out of that if I can get the darn thing to eat. Like it's like assisted feeds. You have to do assisted, like not even assisted feeds. It's like you have to get a part way down feeds.
Yeah. And what?
Yeah.
Why did the breeder sell it then?
Now I got it to eat twice, and then we moved, and since we've moved, it's not been able to eat on its own. But I mean, when I'm talking, I got it to eat, like I'm sitting there forever getting the damn thing to eat.
Small.
What?
Like a really small tub.
Yeah, it's in a tiny thing. It's not stressed out at all. Like it's chill. It's just like it's aiming for the rat, and it's missing, and it's missing, and it's missing, and it's missing, and then it's like I'm done with this, and it takes off.
That's crazy.
It's just I'm wondering if it's the spot nose, honestly.
It sounds something, unfortunately it does sound something with its brain.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I had it eating and then it just stopped. We'll see. Won't know till it gets bigger. I mean, obviously, if it's if it's not a wobble type neural issue, I won't breed it, which would suck. But we'll see what happens. But John's also like, maybe if we get a few good meals into it and do some, basically force feeds, it might kick its metabolism and hunting instinct in. So we're trying.
Yeah.
This is the fun part. Nobody tells you about ball pythons.
There's 2 minutes left in Pastel, but I can't find them anywhere. Yeah, Rebecca, that's the biggest issue with when you start stacking. It's a double-edged sword, because now you're producing something that you can't. The only thing you can do is actually talk to people. So if I were you, I would try to find someone that's made something close to that is an established breeder, because there's just certain things, certain characteristics that people, that's how they label,
Yeah.
So if you can find someone that has grouped up those characteristics, because it's got to be so Disco Inferno. So Disco, which is similar to a vanilla.
Yeah.
Well, vanilla Firefly, lesser. So it's going to be a really bright snake. The way I would be able to determine that one of them, the other one doesn't have pastel, would be if the tone was darker. I'd be looking at tones personally. But it's gonna be a bright snake anyway because of the Disco Inferno.
Uh-oh. I'm being paged. I hear a baby.
You're being summoned.
Well, it's not the baby, it's the 2-year-old. They're all sick.
Oh no.
Yeah, Predator BP works with that stuff. Yeah, I know Predator BP. Related, Shane works with Disco too. Small Town Exotics. So, well, guys, it is 2.5 hours. It is after midnight here, and I have young children crying.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna call it, guys. If anybody's not following Chino, DMJ Reptiles, not Gomez Pythons, that's another guy that's coming on later. I don't know why I have him on. That's Pretty Boy Prius. But anyways, we love him. Check out the description. I've got anything related to Chino. There's probably even his phone number and Gmail out there. Probably, I don't know. I put everything in there that I could find. Yeah, I put out his private cell phone number. You guys can call him at 2:00 in the morning and tell him how much you love him.
Yeah, and I'll probably be awake.
Yeah, he'll probably answer too. Probably answer too. Chino, thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. You can come back anytime.
Yeah, no, I'm down. Whenever you need me to help fill a spot, let me know.
Yeah, I'll definitely have you back on when I start doing the round tables.
Yeah, those will be fun. I want to be there with Nick and Chad, and yeah, I definitely want to be there with those
with Tom. They don't even know that I'm doing this yet and that I'm putting them on an episode together, so they just found out tonight.
Yeah, no, I definitely want to be there. That'd be great.
Awesome. It's going to be a whole lot of EAD. And if anybody doesn't know, EAD is just like a little hashtag in our community, and it stands for EDA.
Grapefruit. Or no.
Eggplant.
Eggplant. That's it. It's one of those.
Eggplant. Yeah. Yep. We'll just put this back up here. He left already, but this is the theme for tonight. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. If you don't follow me on Instagram, I don't blame you, but still go over, give it a like. Thank you, Chino, for coming on. I appreciate it. So I'll see you guys. I think it's tomorrow. I have another one.
Nice. Double header.
Triple header.
Oh, shit.
I was on last night.
Oh, my God. Yeah, I was on last night. Last night was a 3-hour one, too.
Yeah. Well, you've officially beat Ron. He was my longest. You beat him by 2 minutes. All right, guys. Thank you. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.
See you later.